There's this psychiatrist who's a survivor of the worst concentration camp during the Second World War. And he survived. He survived not because he was stronger than the others, not because he managed to negotiate his way through, but because he had the right attitude in life. And from his experiences in the concentration camp, he says, success, he's a doctor, mind you, a psychiatrist. So he uses medical terminology. He says, success is the unintended side effect of one's personal dedication to a cause greater than oneself. Unintended side effect. You don't intend to be successful or prosperous. All you want to do is serve a larger cause. But the unintended side effect, in medical parlance, the side effect of a drug is always negative. When you take an antibiotic, the side effect is maybe you get acidity. Right? Here he's saying the side effect of working for a higher cause is tremendous prosperity. So that's all that we have to learn. And because, as we saw yesterday, life is misleading. When you work, why do we still work with an attitude of taking in spite of knowing this? This is not rocket science, we all know it. We all know it, we repeat it, but we don't live it. Why don't we live it? Because of the momentary pleasure that you get when you take. And because there is a pain in giving. But that pain is again only momentary. So you get completely misled. Similarly, to be hateful, or jealous, or negative, to gossip about someone is so entertaining. That's why you'd watch all that, right? That's why you expose yourself to all of that. To rise above your negative feelings and develop a sense of oneness with people is so painful in the beginning, but the rewards are huge. To sit there and study the Bhagavad Gita, which is about the transcendental, is painful. But that's the way it is. Why it is so, I don't know. Painful only in the beginning. But it unfolds a life of immense happiness and power and prosperity. Because of that, we give it up. And that's why we need constant reinforcement of these ideas. Why is it that we are not developing this attitude of giving? Because we are constantly in a state of deprivation. Always, your desires far outstrip your means. So your mind is focused only on what you don't have. When you yourself feel deprived, how on earth are you going to function with an attitude of giving? So the first step to giving is to understand that you are supremely blessed in life. You have immense privileges that have been gifted to you. You're looking at me with disbelief. You're saying, what, me? You know why? Because we have been programmed to give value only to the things that we pay for. You don't realize the most precious things in life have been given to us for free and in abundance. And that's a double whammy. You know why double whammy? Anything that is given to you for free, you don't value. And anything that is given to you in abundance, you have no value for. It is only when you're denied it that you understand the value. So whoever created the world made a stupendous error. He should have given us eyes, ears, nose, liver, pancreas, lungs, 6 days a week. 7th day, deprived. Then you would realize the value. But because it's given in abundance and it's there with you all the time, you don't realize. So the first step to changing your attitude is tomorrow morning, sit down, give yourself 5 or 10 minutes to actually sit down and write all the things that you have received in life, all the things that you have been blessed with. And then you feel a feeling of indebtedness rather than demanding rights. It's a wonderful feeling to start your day with a sense of indebtedness and say, I owe it to people to serve them. I'm not doing anybody a favor. It's like dividend payout. When a company pays dividend to its shareholders, does it go tom-tomming that, oh, I'm doing great service to humanity? What are you doing? I'm paying dividend. Does anybody do that? Why? Because you jolly well owe it. They are the owners of your company. And it is your bounden duty to give the dividend, share the profits. Similarly, you and I ought to give to society, ought to give to all the various entities and elements that have given to you or that have contributed to your life, not because you're doing great charity. You're just giving them what is due to them. In fact, you can't repay. How can you repay your family, for instance, for all the love and affection that has been given to you? How can you repay society for the fact that somebody has worked for law and order? Someone has ensured that you and I could go to school safely. Someone has ensured that there is law and order so that you and I can come here and study the Gita. How can you pay? How can you put a value to it? So when you serve, you're only serving with the attitude, this is only a token of my immense gratitude. I can never repay you. How can you repay this most wonderful country for all that it has given to you, for this priceless heritage that we have inherited? Can you repay? Can you put a value to that? How can you repay some divine force for everything that has been given? You can't. So all that you can do is develop this irresistible desire to pay back. And every moment of your life, if you have this desire to pay back, whoever it is, wherever you go, whoever you meet, if your first and last thought is, how can I add value to you? Of what service can I be to you? This, just the feeling, you don't have to give anything. Don't be afraid. Nobody is asking you to give anything for the simple reason that you can't. You just can't give. But whatever you can do, all that you can do, is develop this attitude of giving.